can't afford a new car. I'm broke. The cost of living is cleaning us out. These are common phrases, and I'm getting these emails and I'm getting these comments coming regularly. People sending me private emails, having conversations. And you know what? I came across an individual. He was a single father, 2 kids. He makes about $55,000 a year. And his car is worn out. Like, he's been pouring money in maintenance and repairs. He tries to do some of the work himself. And how he commented is he just doesn't have enough money to keep that vehicle on the road. It's been a real problem. But he looks around and forget about those $80,000 trucks. Those are sad and pathetic. 90,000, 40,000, even the Maverick. You know, we once thought that that was an affordable vehicle. They thought Ford was going to be clever, but that's not even good. These dealers are rip-off artists and nothing short of that. And it's sad because I'm hearing a lot of stories. And now, cars in a lot of cases are a nice to have, but when you live remotely and your only job is the foundation to your survival, you know, and like this individual named Vern, who reached out to me and said, look, he needs a new car. He just can't afford what he sees. You know, he sees the ads, he goes down to the dealer. There's nothing on the lot but, you know, $50,000, $60,000 SUVs and $80,000 trucks. And he said, I can't do it. And, you know, on a couple kids and a small income, he's just trying to make ends meet with, you know, paying the rent and paying taxes and paying for food and, you know, schooling costs and trying to pay for all of that. It's heartbreaking. It wrenches and it tugs at the heartstrings to hear when people are dealing with this because, you know, cut to the chase. You know what? People are broke. And, okay, let's just put it down there. If you don't mind, maybe dropping a line in the comments section, because I think the more you repeat these phrases, the more you repeat certain words, the more they'll come to fruition. So if you can put down in the comments section, future, okay? Future. So the way I like to look at it, things are positive. Yes, there is a bright future ahead. We're about to see some big changes all over across the globe. And with that, we're hoping to bring some winds of change. We're hoping to bring affordable vehicles, choices. You know, we know already that there was a signing of the incoming president to say, look, the mandate for EVs is over. And so that may, in fact, bring some more affordable vehicles. So Vern, with his struggles that he's been challenged with over and over again, just trying to keep that vehicle on the road, you know, saying that he walks into the car lots and just finds these expensive vehicles. Well, Vern and everybody else, you know what? It's not over. So if you could all write future in the comments section, that really helps the algorithm as well, if we're being honest, because this will reach out to more and more people. Those looking for deals, those looking for affordable vehicles. Maybe you don't want that Escalade. Maybe a lot of you just want a simple, basic mode of transportation, something reliable, but new is good. A lot of people can fix their own cars. So I'm just enough noise and nonsense. Please write future in the comments section below. Don't forget a thumbs up. That all helps the algorithm. Like I said, more people find out, the better. So I'm going to break this down. I'm going to share 10 of probably the cheapest vehicles you can find in the US and largely Canada. And when I say cheap, I don't mean junk. What's ironic is a lot of these vehicles are some of the most reliable vehicles on the market. Why? They're low cost, they're simpler, and in many cases, they're just more reliable. So that's what a lot of people who are looking for good value are looking for. You know, something simple, cheap, and durable, and it's going to last a long time without having to deal with a lot of expensive repairs. So here goes, Vern. We're going to work from the most expensive down to the least expensive. Please do wait to the end. You're going to love it. You know what? There is hope in the future, not just for the car market, but as well, hopefully for your paychecks and cost of living. But here the first one goes, Toyota Camry. You can get a base model Toyota Camry. We know LE, you know, the LE and the, you know, we had all these different variations, SE, XSE. Things have changed. Now they're going pretty much hybrid. But you can get a brand new base model Camry for $29,835. Okay. I know that's not super cheap, but that's relatively affordable. If you're able to afford, something, say a 4-year loan term, I usually recommend 3 years. If you can't pay it off in 3 to 4 years, then you probably need to look at something maybe a little bit cheaper. But if you could fit this into, say, a 3-year, maybe a 4-year car loan term, you're probably not going to be underwater, and you're going to have a car that's going to last a long time. So Toyota Camry at $29,835. is a great bet. We bought one ourselves because we know how reliable they are, and it hasn't let us down yet. So the next one is a Honda Accord, nipping at the heels of the Toyota Camry. And granted, you're not going to find a fully loaded Lariat F-150 on this list. I'll just warn you right now. But if you're looking for something affordable, this is your list. So the Honda Accord, another fairly reliable car, $29,445. Primarily comes in hybrid formats, but the Hondas have always been reliable cars, and that's pretty affordable. 29 grand plus taxes. I mean, it's going to come. I mean, let's face it, fees, taxes, and all the extras that they throw on there. This is a base entry level, but just know that's your starting point. Okay, you can also get in the next list, the next vehicle. So Vern, and again, anybody else, don't forget to hit future down in the line item there in the comments. That really would help. Hyundai Sonata. Now, Hyundai, they're kind of a cute looking car. I wouldn't say they're the most reliable, although things have gotten better. I would probably veer more towards the Hondas and the Toyotas. But if you want something a little bit different, the Sonata at $27,995. Now, it's a mid-size four-door sedan, so it's got the space, it's got you covered. If you've got a couple of kids, 2, maybe 3 kids, or 2 spouses and say a couple of kids, these types of cars are going to serve you well. There's enough room, there's a big trunk, and it's just an easy car to live with, and it's not going to cost you a ton of money. I believe they have a good warranty on them, backing a lot of the Hyundai and Kia products too, because of some of the issues they've had in the past with some of their engines, so they now have some stronger warranties. What's the next one? Another one on the list, you can't forget about this one. If you want something a wee bit sportier, maybe you're a little bit strapped, you don't have the full 30 beans for, say an Accord or a Camry, you can get into a Honda Civic. $25,400 as a starting point. And they're great cars. We have a Civic too, an older one. I stand by them. They're low cost of maintenance. They're reliable, easy on gas, moderate on insurance. And the only reason the insurance costs are a little bit higher is because of the association with young buyers and typically higher risk drivers. But that is an option. So if you need something that is, fun, kind of sporty, but you still have easily room for 4 to 5 people, a Honda Civic can certainly fit the bill for you. It's a great car. Love them. The next one is a Subaru Impreza. Now, we know Subarus have had some mixed responses, and the flat 4s have had some troubles along the way. It looks like the later generations are better. Now, that said, they're come with CVTs, and not everybody loves the way that drives. The continuously variable transmissions are a little buzzy. Reliability wasn't the best, but the Subaru Impreza, you get the all-wheel drive, probably one of the best all-wheel drive systems in the market. And for a vehicle that is very competitive with the Civics, it does give you actually the competitive edge is the all-wheel drive, where the Civic is only front-wheel drive. The Subaru Impreza gives you other features like that. Otherwise, it's very similar to a Civic in proportions, in kind of the vibe, the feel. And so the new Subaru Impreza, just under $25,000. That could be a great choice for you. Another great one, here we are, and these were hard to get because they're so reliable, because they're simple, because everything else is so much money. It just, everybody trusts the name, they trust the brand, they trust the name, and we're talking about a Toyota Corolla, $23,460. So Vern, everyone else, if you're looking for an affordable car, the Toyota actually could have you covered. And whether you want 30 grand for a Camry, or you want to pay, just over 23K for a new Corolla plus extras, might be in that 26, 27 by the time you're done with all the extras. Stick with the base model if you just need a basic mode of transportation. I believe you can get a manual and an automatic transmission in those. So it's a good setup. The Toyota Corolla, very reliable, very durable little unit for barely over a whisper over $20,000. I would strongly suggest taking a look at them at least. And the way they style them, I think they used to be very vanilla yogurt, but for people just looking for, they're not, I was worried as much about flair, style. Any of these cars fit the bill. But if you are looking for something with a wee bit more style to it, this looks, in my own personal opinion, it's a little subjective, but I think is a little prettier front front fascia, front design than you're getting with, at least with the Subaru. So the Corolla, nice car. You might have to wait a little bit to get one. There were waits for those. And okay, so maybe you want something from the VAG group, okay? We know Volkswagen has had some struggles, but with that, there's lots of incentives. I've heard of some pretty immense lease incentives on the ID4. Now, not a lot of people want the electric vehicles, and they're pretty expensive to buy outright because they're electric. The R&D behind that is kind of pricey. But if you want a Volkswagen, you like kind of the idea of having kind of the Das Auto, you can get into them for fairly cheap. Now, the quality is not what it used to be, and it may not be the most reliable pick, but the price is kind of reflecting. And actually, for this price, it's a hard one to ignore. The Volkswagen Jetta you can get from $23,222 or $220. Vern, I mean, it's definitely worth a look. You might want to go test drive a few of these cars. But yeah, for a small family, again, maybe you've got a couple of kids, this might be a great way to get around. And for anybody looking for a lower cost means of transportation, the Volkswagen Jetta at 23 grand might actually be what the doctor ordered. And so it could be a good option. Another one is, I'm going to be honest. Again, I've said, Hyundai, Kia, reliability has been challenged in the past, but with better warranties these days, longer durations, you can get into some pretty affordable new Kias. Think about this. Kia K4 for $23,165. Kia K4. It's actually a pretty car too. It has some cute headlights. And if you want to get into something that's very affordable, 23 grand? I mean, we're pretty much at the point where you can't find anything under 20 grand anymore. Mitsubishi had that one, and everything's sort of going away. You can't get anything really under 20 anymore. So at 23,000 and change, the Kia K4 is kind of a mid-level car, mid-size car, but actually has a little style to it and a decent warranty. So definitely worth a look. Let's take a look at the next one. How about the Hyundai Elantra? The Hyundai Elantra. Here's another one. Again, good warranty. A little bit smaller, but same idea as the K4. But we have a Hyundai, wee bit smaller. $23,035. 23 grand and change. So again, a pretty reasonable buy. And I'm not pretending that they're the best quality. I mean, if you want the best bang for buck, I'd say probably the Corolla kind of screams your name. But realistically, if you want something with a little bit cuter styling and maybe something a little bit different with a better warranty backing, 23 grand for a new Hyundai Elantra might be what might be on the radar there for you. Another one, and so here's we know this. Mitsubishi, they just canceled their little car. They had one that was under 20 grand. And so this is really the only car left and the absolute cheapest car on the market. If you just need to get around, maybe a small city commuter, you want the cheapest car money can buy. You want to stretch your money as far as you can. And let's face it, a lot of the ability to get such a good price comes for two reasons for this brand. Number one, because it's a small price point car. It's a given. I mean, it just is what it is. But number two, they're on the verge of bankruptcy. I mean, at the way it stands right now. With that said, they are teaming up now with Honda, and they're likely to stay back afloat, hopefully. But with that said, the Nissan Versa is your cheapest, best bet on the U.S. market right now at $18,330. So Vern, anyone else, don't fret. The future is bright. So please hit future, write it in the comments. I would appreciate it. It really does go a long way to support the channel. And the future is bright because with these lower cost cars, now with the signature from Trump, there's a good possibility that we'll see more and more of these low cost ICE cars. And the idea of mandating these electric vehicles is going away as they sign the orders for that. And so we might see a bit of a shift towards lower cost vehicles again. But these are representing currently today your lowest price, cheapest cars on the market in the US market. Canada, same story. Just take a look, try them all. You'll know exactly what meets the bill. Well, with all of that said, everyone, definitely you want to check these two videos out. One, of course, what's going on with the cars that actually don't sell, and the other one, naturally, what is happening with Stellantis. Things are changing today as we speak. Hope to see each and every one of you in the next one. See you then. Bye-bye.